hi Nathan. So we are going to study today transforming parabolas. So the parabola equation is y equal to a x minus s square plus k, right? Where your h and k are the vertices of the parabola, right? Transforming parabolas means you are moving the parabola up and down, left and right. Yeah. So if you know this equation, the things will become easier. So here your h is nothing but your horizontal shift. Horizontal shift means moving along the x-axis, either left or right. K is the vertical shift, which K over here. This is the vertical shift means moving up and down along the y-axis.
All
A,
right.
A is a vertical stretch and compression or reflection across x-axis that we're gonna see later. Yeah. So A will tell how much narrow or wide the parabola will be. So H and K are the vertices as I just told, and they will also tell us whether it's a horizontal shift or vertical shift. And A will tell you whether it's a stretch or compression, plus any reflection along the across the x-axis, whether the sign is positive or negative. If it is positive, it is reflected. All those things. The sign will also matter, and also the value will matter. That we're gonna do in the next slide. So let's take a this one, the translation shifts examples. One second. Yeah, I'm just moving it up. Can you see? So that's the translation shift.
I can barely see that.
Yeah. So horizontal shift, it will be as we already discussed now that your H is the horizontal shift, and the sign will matter. If if your H is greater than 0, then it will move towards the right, and if H is less than 0, it will move towards the left, right? And the vertical shift, where K, the y coordinate of the vertex, that K will tell you whether it's upside or downside. The movement is upside or downside along the y-axis. So if K is greater than 0, it's moving up. And if K is less than 0, the parabola is moving down. And the combined form is nothing but the vertex form. Y equal to x minus h square plus k. We'll do some examples, Nathan. So are you taking screenshots?
Er,
Yeah?
Yeah, I'm taking screenshots.
Okay, good. So I'm just taking the next slide, reflections. So we just learned translations along the x-axis and the y-axis. And now we'll take an example of reflections, because we are learning transformations, which will cover translation, your reflection, and the rotation. Yeah, you can see this. So reflections across x-axis. So that, as we just discussed, right? If it is sign which will matter. So if the sign is minus, this means this parabola is facing downwards, because whenever the x square coefficient is negative, the parabola will be facing downwards. Yeah. So it flipped the parabola downward, vertex stay the same. Example this. So vertex is 2 and 5, no doubt. The vertex is 2 and 5, but because this here we have a negative, your a is negative. That's the reason the parabola is facing downwards. This is the usual parabola flipped upside down, moving right 2 and up 5. Yeah. So are we good with translation and reflection?
Um, Still like I'm
Okay, we'll
kind
do.
of ish.
Yes, Nathan, no problem. We'll do some examples. I'll after this slide, I'll take some examples. So let's learn about vertical stretch and compression, and then we'll take examples. Have you taken a screenshot of this?
Yes, I have taken a screenshot of it, but I can't get a full screenshot because you have not gotten the link because you don't trust me with this for some reason. thus leading me to believe that you think I am still a child. That was literally
So
for
vertical
one
stretch
time,
and
and
compression. So what is a vertical stretch? Vertical stretch, as I just discussed, right? The value of A will tell you whether it is a vertical stretch, and if A is greater than 1, if A is greater than 1, it will be a vertical stretch. For example, in this case, y equal to 3x square. So parabola will be little narrower, steeper. And vertical compression, a wider parabola where A value is less than 1, like this case, is half. Half is less than 1, right? So compression, it will be a compression when your value of A is less than 1, and it will be a stretch when the value of A is greater than 1, because this is a standard equation of a parabola, right, or a quadratic equation. Yeah, so where h and k are the vertex of the parabola, and this A will tell you whether there is any reflection across the x-axis with the sign of it. If it is positive, then it's upside parabola. If it's a negative, it will be a downside parabola. And h and k will tell you, h will tell you about the horizontal shift, and k will tell you about the vertical shift, and the value of A, not the sign. The sign will tell you whether the parabola will be upside and downside. The value of A will tell you whether there will be a vertical stretch or a vertical compression, right? So if the A value is greater than 1, as we have seen, it will be a vertical stretch. And if it is a value of A is less than 1, you will find a vertical compression. Is that clear? Yeah. Let's
huh?
take some examples. Nathan. So let me just scroll down. Yeah. This will make the things more easier. With this example, the concept will become more easier. Yeah. Let me drag it up. Yes. Yes. This one. So this is a parabola y equal to x square, and if it goes up by 4, it goes up by 4 means along the y-axis, if you move it 4, the same equation will become x square plus 4. And if it is moving down, definitely down by 2 means, as we just discussed, it will be minus 2. So this equation says this parabola has moved down by 2. X minus 3 square, we already have discussed, is the value of, see, y equal to a times x minus h square plus k, right? If the value of h is less than 0, it's moving towards the right. That's what we have studied in the previous slide. And if h is greater than 0, it's moving towards the left. So because the value of h here is minus 3, right, it's moving towards the right, isn't it? And when it's greater than 1, means greater than 0, here in this case it's 1, it's moving left by 1. Minus means it's reflecting over the x-axis, right? 2, the value of A is greater than 1. So whenever the value of A is greater than 1, then it will be a vertical stretch, right? So because it's a 2 in this case, which is greater than 1. That's the reason there's a vertical stretch. And if it is less than 1, if A is less than 1, for example, in this case is 0.5, you will see a vertical compression. And if you combine all of them, see, if you combine all of them, that is y equal to minus 3 x plus 2 square minus 5. This means it's a downward parabola, downward facing parabola with a vertical stretch, because this we have a 3, and it's towards the left because the value of h is positive, right? The value of h is positive, which is 2 here. So it has moved towards the left by 3, by 2, and because the value of k is negative, which is minus 5 here, have moved down by 5 units. So that's what they have written here: left 2, down 5, flip down. Flip down means downward facing parabola, and narrowed because there's a vertical stretch of 3. Yeah. Do you understand this one, Nathan? Have you taken the screenshot? All good, right? Okay, if I take in one example, you have to tell me whether what is the horizontal shift and what is the vertical shift and the horizontal shift. One second. Not the entire thing. Did I paste it properly? One second. Yeah, I need to paste it over here. Just take it up. Yeah. Tell me, Nathan. So, what's the horizontal and the vertical shift here? Because if you see the standard equation is y equal to a times x minus h square plus k, right? Where a will tell you whether it's a vertical stretch or a vertical compression, or is there any reflection, right? And h will tell you about the horizontal shift, right? And k will tell you the vertical shift. The sign will depend. If h is greater than 0, if it is coming greater than 0, it will be a left shift, the right shift. And if it is h less than 0, as in this case, it will be left, move towards the left. Same is over here. If k is greater than 0, it has moved up, and if k is less than 0, the parabola has moved down, right? This is a summary of what all we have done today. The reflection means when it's x negative sign, right? It's a downward facing parabola. Downward facing parabola. Or you can say flip down. Flipped down. It's flipped down parabola. And whenever the a value is negative. And if a value is greater than 1, it's a stretch, vertical stretch. And if a value is less than 1, it's a vertical compression. That's what we have learned so far, isn't it? So tell me, Nitin, what is the horizontal shift here? Yeah.
The horizontal shift is wait, I can barely see it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So horizontal shift here, if you see, is 4 units to the, because it's a positive value, right? So when it's a positive value, so we have it to the right, no? You can put this equal to 0. So x plus 4 equal to 0. So x equal to minus 4. It's towards the left. It towards the left. So one second. So here, when it's greater than 0, it's basically right. Basically left, I mean. Did it go? No, no, it will go. And when it's less than 0, then it's right. So it's, yeah, this is move towards the left right by 4, isn't it? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What how it So along the y-axis, it's upward or downwards the moment. H value, the k value is -3. So whenever the k value is less than 0, it's downwards. So it's the down by 3, isn't it? Yeah. And because the value of here is 1, which is positive, that's upward facing parabola, isn't it? So what all we can conclude from this equation, Anathan, that it's a upward facing parabola with 4 units movement towards the left and 3 units movement along the y-axis downwards. Okay,
All right.
one more example to make it more clear. So I have the equation. Yeah, this one. This covers up even the compression part as well. Okay. Yeah. Yes. Yes, buddy. So if you see here, again we're gonna write the standard equation a times x minus h square plus k, right? So if you see here, a value is minus 2, right? So negative says it's flipped down. It's flipped down, right? And 2, because a value is greater than 0. I mean greater than 1, right? So it's a vertical stretch, isn't it? There's a vertical stretch. Agree? Because the value of a is greater than 1, isn't it? And h. If you put x minus 1 equal to 0, you get x equal to 1. Or basically your h is less than 0, so it is towards the right. Right? By how much? By 1 unit. So it's moved towards the right by 1 unit. And the k is 7. And because k is greater than 0, so you can say it has moved up, right? It was right by 1 and up by 4, up by 7, because the value of k is positive, right? So right 1 up 7, and it's a vertical stretch by a factor of 2, and it's a reflection up and down, and the vertex is 1 7, right? That is 1 7. Do you agree this? Yeah, no doubts.
Yeah, I agree with this.
That's great, buddy. So that's it, Nathan, regarding the transformation of parabolas. Rest we'll study in the next class. Yeah. Any doubts you have? All is good.
Uh, yeah, all is good. And I'll see you in my